everyone, it's Jimmy from Video Gamers Legends, and it's great to be here today finally with this guy, Ryan, my co-creator and editor. We're in HQ, right, Ryan? We call this HQ. This is Ryan's big collection. He's been collecting for how long now, Ryan?
About 11 years.
11 years. So This is where we do a lot of our video content. We will be doing a lot of our video game content here, and we play video games here, so it's actually a lot of fun. But we have a great video for you today, and we're really excited because I purchased this Resident Evil console. Now, we know what it is, and it's a really cool story because Ryan found this, and then he told me about it. He knows how much of a Resident Evil fan that I am, and I was like, I'm buying it right now. He's like, no, dude, it's too expensive.
Jealous.
Yeah, but then I did anyway. We got the guy to get the price down, but we'll talk about that in a little bit. But it's a mystery console for you guys, but we know what it is. So what we're going to do today, in today's video, we're going to open up this mystery console, this Resident Evil console. We're going to show you what it is. We're going to review it, right? And then we're going to talk about why we love the Resident Evil series. So let's dive right into it. Let's go.
Legends!
Resident Evil.
Alright, so we're going to open it up now. Try to go slow here. I'm pretty excited for this.
I know! Let's do it!
I've been waiting to open this for the last couple of days. Been a champ keeping it at my house. Oh, man. And now you will all know.
What is it?
Probably already tell what it is. Bam.
It is a GameCube.
A Nintendo GameCube. Resident Evil modded.
How'd that feel?
Feels great. Alright, as you can see, we took it out of the box, and now you know it's a Resident Evil GameCube. Now, we got to hook up to this TV here so you can see that it's working perfectly, and we got Resident Evil 0 hooked up here, so that's working fine. As you can see, you might already see the lights on there, but we're going to get really up close and personal. We're going to see what the gentleman that I purchased it from actually did with this console. The different aesthetics, the different decals that he put on there, and the custom painting job. So let's go in there with Ryan and let's review it. Alright, Ryan's getting up close and personal now, and actually you can see that name decal on the top there. Now, when I think of Resident Evil, honestly, Ryan, when I think of Resident Evil, personally for me, I think of the Umbrella Corporation from the start of the franchise. You know, spoiler alert, the Umbrella Corporation is where it all started with the T-Virus. They created the T-Virus, it broke out in Raccoon City and in that mansion, and everybody got infected. But that is the logo right there of Umbrella Corporation, and it's just, the aesthetics just perfect with those perfect colors. I love white and red together. There's something about white and red. What do you think, Ryan?
It pops out. It's amazing.
Yeah, and then as you can see here too, we got different accents here with the red here with the power button, the reset and the lift button here. I thought that was really nice. That was a good touch. And then he's got these like different dotted paint job of blood, just different dabs, just like splattered all over the thing, which is awesome. Now, which is really cool, is we're going to talk about the lights. So if you can get down in here, now this is really cool, and Ryan probably won't even notice this. And on this app that I purchased this from, this gentleman in the description, I was reading about it first, and then I was messaging the guy, and here he has the ports to the, I took the controller out so you could see. The ports here are, he made them red, for the color for Resident Evil. He's got this different accent here as well. But that, I thought that this was really cool. He actually drilled out these holes. Where it says player 1, player 2, you know, the two dots.
I didn't even notice that.
He actually drilled those holes out so you could actually see the lighting through there, which I was cool. And then he has the lighting here with the power button to match.
the back of the system, and it looks like he obviously made the back part red where the analog goes in and the power. And then he put the cool umbrella incorporation right on the handle.
Yeah, with the lettering.
And a lot of people
so then you know what it is if you didn't know what it was.
Right, and a lot of people know the handle. Actually, you grab, and that's what you can carry the GameCube down your side with, is that handle.
And then I always thought was interesting is going around the side there, Ryan, because Ryan actually thinks, what do you think about this hole, Ryan?
I think it's cool. I think it gives it character. Like, it makes it look like a zombie, you know, like, has, you know, the hole the side of his face.
Yeah,
or something,
Ryan
you know?
actually thinks that the gentleman actually put this hole in there. When I purchase it, and I can see, because when you see on these apps, you can see actual pictures of the console before you purchase it. It did have the hole in there. I didn't say anything to the gentleman because I was going to purchase it anyway. But now that Ryan explains it to me, he might have actually put it there to make it look kind of like a
just
zombie
gives
hole.
it the character.
Yeah, it's cool. So that's the review of the console, guys. All right, now that we've reviewed the system, Ryan, we're going to talk about why we ended up loving the Resident Evil franchise to begin with. You know, and I'm going to start if you don't mind. And it started for me back, you know, I could even go back to the 90s when I played the NES and the Super NES. And those were of my time, a little bit before Ryan. Ryan grew up in the 64 era. But when I think of it started with a developer called Capcom. Now, when I think of Capcom, I think of games like Mega Man, the Mega Man series. You know, started in the early 90s all the way up to the mid-2000s when you have that futuristic little blue soldier just running around creating havoc. The music to those games were just absolutely compelling, and it just stood the test of time. And I think, honestly, you could argue that Mega Man's one of the best action platformers of all time.
Yeah.
And then you got games like Bionic Commando, which you probably broke 100 controllers on that game, right, Ryan?
Yes, I did.
And then you got the Ghouls and Ghosts. Ghouls and Ghosts for Super Nintendo, right?
Yep.
Now that was also an action platformer that was extremely difficult. I bet you broke 100 controllers on that game too.
More than 100 controllers on that game.
These are games that were well worth it. And then obviously in the future you got games like the Devil May Cry series, or you got games like today like Monster Hunter World. These were games.
Big Capcom games.
Yeah, open world. You got games like Street Fighter back in the day, which you had your fighter games. Final Fight. These games were unbelievable. But like I said before, Monster Hunter World. You got your hack and slash with Devil May Cry. You got your open world games. You got your action platformers. You got your side scrollers. Capcom did it all.
Yeah.
And you know, a lot of those games were after, you know, the Resident Evil series, like Devil May Cry and Monster Hunter World. But after those Nintendo and those Super Nintendo games, I sat down at my friend Jacob's house, and he revved up Resident Evil 2. And I'll tell you right now, it was unbelievable. Not only was I terrified of the game, but I was mesmerized on how amazing the game was. And if you really go back to the Resident Evil series with the first three games, Resident Evil 1, Resident Evil 2, and Nemesis, what is there not to like? Compelling, amazing, rememberable characters like Claire Redfield or Jill Valentine or what's the gentleman's name?
Chris Redfield.
Oh, Chris Redfield, but the guy in Resident Evil 2, the
Leon.
Yeah, Leon Kennedy. I can't believe I didn't remember that.
It's okay.
When Resident Evil 2 was my favorite game, and it's just those games. What is not to like? Big, humongous spiders. You know, gigantic snakes. You're fighting, you know, zombies on end. You got the camera angles that were, you know, a lot of people didn't like them, but I actually preferred them. I
did too.
I thought they were very unique, and I thought they were different, and I think it added sort of a horror element that, you know, was undescribable to other games. Mm-hmm. And then you had an amazing weaponry system where you could open up and you had to collect pouches. Hip pouches so you could collect more things. You had to throw things out that you didn't need when you pick up new things. If you're fighting a licker or fighting a zombie and you have your pistol, you could quickly press start to get out your shotgun instead, so you'd have that time to do that. Or if you needed health, you could grab that, you know, that green herb. I think that the Resident Evil series, it stands the test of time, and it made a setting stone for the survival horror genre for all the video game community. I mean, Ryan, where would horror games like The Evil Within be if it wasn't for Resident Evil? Or The Last of Us?
Yeah, that's a good one.
You know what I mean? Games like that.
Yeah.
Or
Silent Hill's a good one. Yeah, Silent Hill's a really good one.
I mean, that's one of the main reasons why I love the Resident Evil franchise. All right, now we're going to talk about why Ryan loves the Resident Evil series and how it all started for him.
Cool. Resident Evil 1, PlayStation 1. Brother got it one day. I was sitting there, a 6-7-year-old kid playing it, and just fell in love with it. The fixed camera angles were cool. The really beginning, the zombie turning, the scariest part of any horror game I've ever seen, you know? Scares you.
Yeah, it's funny you bring that up, too, because if you really do think about that scene, it's probably one of the best terrifying horror scenes of video games.
And then even being a young kid at 6 and 7, it was the first game I ever beat. And even with the puzzles throughout the game were fantastic.
Yeah.
You know, the first game I ever played that ever had that. And on top of, you know, the fixed camera angles, again, it's just cool. I know a lot of people didn't like the fixed camera angles, but I loved them. I thought they were great. They were fantastic. And then the remakes, too. The remakes of 2, 1, all of them, they up the graphics so much. It looks so realistic. It's so crazy. It blows my mind. I love them. I played the Resident Evil 2 remake. From start to finish, I love it. And it's just absolutely fantastic how they're doing these remakes. And then, like, Resident Evil 3 came out.
That's actually a good point, Ryan. I want to talk about Resident Evil 3, too, because you don't have the game yet. You know, I've been playing it.
Right.
It's just funny because it's one of his favorites of all.
Yeah.
But it's funny because we talk about this, too. Like, this game, it's kind of funny to talk about this game because, you know, we're doing this review of this Resident Evil console, and it's fitting that this game had just released.
Right.
Just released, like a week ago? So
Yeah.
a few days ago.
Yep.
So I think that's really cool. But I have to talk about this game for a second because I'm probably third way into the game, and I'll tell you right now, I'm just going to, spoiler alert, I'll tell you this. The beginning intro to this game, arguably the best intro to a video game I've ever played.
Wow.
That's a tough pill to swallow, but let's just say, spoiler alert, Jill Valentine and Nemesis get into a tussle right from the start. Highly action-packed. It kind of reminds me of Last of Us. You know the beginning of Last of Us?
Yep.
With
Very
his
good,
the guy's daughter
Mm-hmm.
and him, they, you know, all of a sudden it's the end of the world. It's like the apocalypse, and they're with their uncle or their friend or whatever, and they're driving in the car trying to get away, and
Yep.
you know, everything just crumbles down around them. And
Yep.
it's the same kind of concept, but this is action. I was very impressed. Let's just say I was very impressed.
I can't wait. Unfortunately, I don't even have it yet. I'm being a big gamer and big Resident Evil fan, but I do have it ordered, and it will be in the mail soon. So I cannot wait.
As always, guys, thank you for subscribing. Thanks for watching this review of this great console. We'd like to know, what kind of consoles do you like that you have maybe modded, or what kind of different consoles that are modded do you like? Or did you like this Resident Evil console? What Resident Evil games do you like? Or is there any? Or any survival horror games you might like? Leave some comments below. We'd like to know. We'd like to chit-chat with you guys. Don't forget to hit that notification bell. And always like the video, and the notification bell is there so you can get updated on all the videos that we upload here to come. And thanks a lot, guys, and we'll join us for the next video.
Can't wait.
Peace. I forgot to mention that the app that I purchased this Resident Evil console from was called the Mercari app. Now, this is an app that you can buy or sell products on, and obviously I use it to purchase video games. Kind of reminds me of eBay, because you can put offers on products if you think that the prices are too steep. You can message the sellers and let them know, I want to take 20% off because, you know, this is a little bit too steep. And as we talked before at the beginning of the video, we got the guy to drop the price down. When Ryan found this, the guy was asking about $200. Now, I love this Resident Evil console, and the reason why I purchased it is because I felt like it would be unique to my collection because I'm a big Resident Evil fan. But I got the gentleman by messaging him to drop the price down to $140. So that might seem a little steep, but when you're a collector and you want to buy these consoles of your favorite franchise, I thought that was actually pretty reasonable. And plus, we got him to drop off $60. So I'm going to leave the link below of this app, so if you want to check it out, it's really good to utilize. And as for always, guys, peace. Thanks for subscribing.
Legend!